Hello, everyone. Today, my colleagues, Tasin, Kudrat, myself, and Chris, are going to be advocates advising our audience, in this case, SHEIN's management, to address raised concerns regarding labor practices affecting stakeholders from SHEIN's employees to third-party suppliers affected by human rights and labor laws violations. SHEIN is an online affordable retail store based in China. It's a very popular platform due to its low prices, its fashionable styles, and quick shipping capabilities, 3 to 7 days for express, 7 to 11 days for standard deliveries. Definitely attractive to young generations. As you can see on the graphs, SHEIN is a competitor to H&M and Zara, the biggest fashion retailer worldwide, with 16.4 billion in revenue and 8.2 billion in gross profit versus 18.3 billion in revenue and 10.6 billion in gross profit for Zara. SHEIN is definitely closing on Zara and will be taking over with this pattern soon. On this graph, you can see the annual SHEIN's user, a little over 74 million users. And to the right, the platform's value valued at above 100 billion as of 2022. With that, passing it on to Tasin to cover ethical issues, allegations raised against SHEIN.
Thank you, Alex. So as fashion ethical advocates, after compiling our research, we have found several ethical concerns committed by SHEIN. Factory workers have been subjected to stressful work conditions and inadequate pay. SHEIN has violated Chinese labor laws, forcing workers to work 75 hours per week, averaging 12 to 14 hours per day, with 1 day off per month. SHEIN has also been accused of sourcing its cotton from the Xinjiang region in China, where it's been alleged that the Chinese government has put more than 1 million people in detention camps. Under intimidation, these people are forced to live in abusive working conditions with their wages being withheld. Bloomberg News was the first to provide public evidence of SHEIN sourcing its cotton from this region by conducting laboratory testing, which compares SHEIN's cotton with cotton from the Xinjiang region, and a match was found between the two cottons with slight variations. SHEIN has also been accused of exploiting the U.S. de minimis provision. In 2021, Congress passed the Uyghur Forced Labor Prevention Act to help prevent the imports of goods produced by forced labor in China, especially in the Uyghur region. However, SHEIN has been able to bypass this by valuing its products under $800. Products valued under $800 can enter the United States unexpected and free from duties. The U.S. has attempted to limit these practices by pressuring SHEIN to address these allegations regarding their labor practices and emphasizing the need for transparency and accountability in their supply chain. However, more needs to be done to ensure that SHEIN workers are being treated fairly and working in humane conditions. I will now pass it off to Kudrat.
Thank you, Tasin. For the solutions, we present a 5-step plan, a blueprint for the change, meticulously designed to steer SHEIN on a new direction. This comprehensive strategy is more than a reform. It's reimagining of how business should be conducted in our modern world. It is about enhancing labor practices, elevating supply chain transparency, and most importantly, creating values for every single person who touches or is touched by the SHEIN products. Step 1, the development of ethical advocacy framework. Let's focus on essential components of ethical evaluations, like labor exploitation, environmental sustainability, and corporate transparency. These are not just buzzwords. These are the pillars upon which we will build a more responsible SHEIN. Our framework is designed to be specific, targeting the unique challenges and opportunities within the SHEIN supply chain. The goal for this framework is threefold. First, to inspire a paradigm shift in SHEIN's approach to business, moving from a profit-centric model to one that values every stakeholder. Second, to champion responsible choices in SHEIN's product development, supply chain management, and corporate governance. And third, to set a new standard for ethical conduct in the fashion industry, one that others will look to and imitate. Step 2, building alliances with the stakeholders. This isn't just a handshake, but it's a symbol of partnership, of unity, of a shared mission. This is the essence of this step, where we seek to forge meaningful partnership with those who are as invested in ethical practices as we are, like the NGOs, the labor rights organization, and ethical fashion groups. These are not just partnerships. They are the alliances that will fuel the engine of change within SHEIN. We stand as advocates for new business creed, where the scale of values are balanced, where the social benefits are held in equal esteem as economic gains. This is about embedding the ethos of shared value into the every DNA of the SHEIN's operation. In this step, we have two-folded goals. First, to influence and drive SHEIN towards a meaningful change, a change that is felt in every stitch of fabric and in every decision made. And second, to align SHEIN's operation with the principle of shared values, ensuring that every step we take forward is a step towards a more just and equitable industry. Step 3, engaging and educating SHEIN consumers. It represents the arena of public discourse and the power of knowledge. We are mobilizing to engage SHEIN's vast consumer base through incisive education campaign, harnessing the potent reach of online platform and commercial impact of public events. Our focus to cast a spotlight on the labor conditions within SHEIN's supply chain to expose the realities that underpin our fashion choices. By doing so, we aim to transform market demands into a lever for reform, incentivizing SHEIN to pursue ethical transformation within its operation. In this step, the goal is twofold: to exert pressure on SHEIN to adopt ethical reform and to strategically raise awareness among the public. We are not just sharing information, we are equipping consumers with the knowledge to make informed choices, to become a driving force demanding corporate responsibility and ethical practices. Now I'm going to transfer to Chris.
Thank you, Kudrat. The next step in our 5-part solution is advocating for policy changes while promoting industry standards relevant to the overall fashion industry, including SHEIN. Advocating for legislative reform is an important aspect to ensure SHEIN adheres to ethical standards. We'd engage with policymakers using comprehensive research and analysis, which would push for a concerted effort to institutionalize fair wages for SHEIN and workers across the fashion industry. This reform would also enforce reasonable working hours, along with administering safe working conditions for all employees. The goal is to embed these standards into the legal framework of the regions and countries where SHEIN operates and manufactures, including its 6,000 clothing factories in China. This will shift SHEIN from voluntary adherence into mandatory compliance via these international labor laws. The objective will also compel SHEIN and its contemporaries to maintain strong ethical practices. The final step in our 5-part solution is establishing a platform where SHEIN's workers can candidly share their work experiences. This program would be anonymous to protect workers from any retribution or repercussions. This initiative was proposed by Josh Holmes in The Perfectionists of Manipulation and Exploitation, an article which serves as a critical tool for advocacy and provides an unvarnished look into the actual conditions of SHEIN's factory environments. The benefits to management are that they will get to hear honest, unbiased feedback on just about any work concern. It will also assist in developing a culture of trust while also promoting employee engagement and loyalty. Employees would get to contribute to the conversation of ethical reform, which can reinforce the commitment to ethical labor practice. This can then become a cornerstone of SHEIN's approach to social responsibility, embracing transparency along with strong stakeholder engagement. I will now pass it back to Alex for the conclusion.
Thank you, Chris. With that, the end goal is SHEIN's transformation, especially with its ambition to go public as soon as 2024. It is a multifaceted approach meant to address immediate ethical problems covered earlier, which paves the way for responsible capitalism in fashion. And with that, we are coming to an end of this presentation. Thank you.